Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gather in. Hello, Amanda Richards. I hope you got your little tea. We have some mango tea that we're drinking right now as we are continuing to discuss, you guys, with all of you, this so-called leaky pigeon OSA centric operation. L. Ron Hubbard endorsed the literal manual of justice, the OSA files, you guys. The OSA files of L. Ron Hubbard, where he pitched to his sycophants, so-called worshipers, to make up stories, to just completely act in the most deranged, obscene way, as we read in the last live. And for all of you in the replay crew, just head back to the last video because we went into in-depth all the policies in place that we cited, the receipts, guys, because this is the era of receipts. You can talk a lot of shit if you can back it the fuck up. So that's what it's called. So that's in the last live. So for all of you who are new, welcome. And for all the people of the Real Housewives that have been fleeced, here's where you're going to get the real tea. Because for a franchise that boasts that it's all these women, very successful, very smart, like the research was not done. If you're going to clock tea, you have to do your research. And it's giving, people don't like doing their research anymore, you guys. People are apparently allergic to doing research, allergic to doing ChatGPT. Imagine you have it all on ChatGPT. Any question you might have, it's right there, right? But it's called this. And to quote Nicki Minaj, do your fucking research. Running this game for 5 years. Guess that what my feet hurt. Wonder if they bite me. Do these bitches' teeth hurt? Yes, I am an icon. That's me on your t-shirt. Thought you knew better. Do your fucking research. In the Zone by Nicki Minaj, you guys, here. This all gets resolved by this, by Googling, by caring, by pulling the string. But apparently there's a pandemic and an epidemic in America where people have no idea how to pull strings. They're just clueless AF. Pull a string? What the hell is pull a string? I've never heard of pull a string. I've never heard that when something doesn't make sense, you really do have to go a little deeper, but actually get to facts. The facts is what's going to actually determine if you're going to get anywhere. Because we have an epidemic here of clocking tea, and it's giving very much just lazy, mean girls club. Right? If you're clocking tea and you're not actually bringing something to the awareness of the issue, then it is just like a barking dog. Like a barking dog. It's giving performative. It's giving like, let's just pretend to have a fight so that we can kind of fight. And then, everyone at Bravo can sit there and really spend their whole day giving opinions, right? Because that's really useful. And look, I'm all about the franchise. I'm all about the escapism that these women provide. I get it. It's content, it's digestible, it's escapism. That's fine. That's great. That is wonderful. But part of that is escapism is becoming a full-blown public figure. And if you know anything about that franchise, there is no housewife that becomes a real housewife that won't be publicly scrutinized. Do you guys, I know that a lot of my audience does not watch Real Housewives, but do you guys know the amount of public available information that becomes out of these women's lives? Their kids, their husbands, their affairs, their divorce, who's going to jail, what were they doing? Like, the entire premise of the Bravo franchise is the YouTube investigator angle, right? Because everyone's checking the record. Oh, I really saw her say this. I really saw her say this over here. I really heard that this happened. Oh, I really found this on her Instagram. You become a full-blown public figure. Now, never mind that Becky Minkoff was a full-blown public figure by way of being featured on the New York Times. The New York Times, that's where Becky Minkoff was featured, how full-blown the gospel according to Rebecca Minkoff. The gospel, they went from a, kind of religious angle. It's giving payola. It's giving payola. It's giving, they know what it means, you guys. In the world of PR, all those little publicists getting paid. Can you plant this story? Can you help us, push this person? We need a mom. We need an entrepreneur out there in the streets of New York recruiting powerful women that are going to look up to Rebecca. Rebecca, for the 10th billion time, is this, you guys. Rebecca is 3 words. So let's make sure that everyone puts that in your notes so you can really start tracking, because this is going to get into the weeds, right? Because it's giving glib AF. Here. Rebecca is an FSM. Write that on your notes. Flag service member. Flag service member, because they would bring the people to the services. And that's where they get the what? Glad that y'all asked. Rebecca's looking at getting a 10 or a 15% what? Commission. Okay, for any one of those amazing, powerful women from the Founder Female Collective that Rebecca hand selects. Remember, many are called, few are chosen. You're chosen to be in their inner circle. You're literally grabbed and said, you really qualify. You are really showing what we know to look for when we really want someone to become a Scientologist. You don't just become a Scientologist. You have to, they know, they have this down to an art and a science. They know how to, oh, this one's really reaching. Oh, let's get her on a tour. Let's give her more handbags. Let's give her more books. Let's hook her up with, what kind of favors could she need? Oh yeah, let's arrange that. Don't we know who and blah? And before you know it, they're all in this like network of the president's office doing favors for Rebecca to make her look good. That's why Rebecca's relationship with the president's office is a two-way flow, you guys. So for all of you want to go, oh, but Rebecca's so hostage and kidnapped. Rebecca lives in a multi-million-dollar or 3 multi-million-dollar homes across America, and she's nowhere tied inside of the hotel. In fact, Rebecca has never signed a billion-year contract. So big difference, big difference. When you sign the billion-year contract to when you just like, you know, decide to go, oh, I'm just, you know, here to really save a world. Two different categories of people. And the most important is the kids that end up in these hotels. So for the people in the back, for the people that don't get it, for the people that are still confused, that's what it is. Write it on your notes so we don't have to repeat ourselves ad nauseum. Because the message has not literally penetrated. Still people playing dumb, still people being confused, still people following all manner of gossip storylines. Shout out to the Housewives, right? Because this is all this is. Everyone has their little storyline, the thing that they're following. Well, imagine how many similar things we're seeing here with this Housewives franchise, you guys. Where very similar to Scientology, they're all about recording the life and putting everything out. No privacy, these women are adults. They don't need anyone in America to go, oh, we really need to stop the Housewives being filmed because, no, they're all grown adults. I mean, they do involve their kids sometimes. And we see how great that works out for kids that get exposed to this. I mean, again, if you're a mother that doesn't get it, put yourself in the shoes of that kid. Literally. That's what it's going to take. So for people that are still confused, oh, we're still really confused. Can it be like this? Can it be like that? Go look at what happened with the Nickelodeon kids. What do the Nickelodeon kids and the Scientology kids have in common? That they've all been born in front of a camera with people behind cameras exploiting, forcing kids to do things they cannot consent to. Period. Full stop. Kids are being commodified by all of y'all. They're humanized. You got adults dictating a kid's whereabouts, actions, what they're getting exposed to. But people are still, oh, we really confused the Housewives. I mean, did they really show something about the Scientology thing? No, they missed it. They completely went over their head. Just like Thinking Minaj said, you're blessed that went over your head. Consider yourself blessed because everything just goes over their head. It's like, what? So here is Rebecca, you guys. And here, shout out to this crisis management that you're seeing here right away, okay? This is the decider. So you mean to tell me that Rebecca went to a YouTube channel that has 14,000 subscribers? She did this video that got 2 likes. Literally 2 likes, you guys. Here it is. 2 likes and 310 views in 5 days. And then check this out. Rebecca Minkoff's debut season on the Housewives of New York City has officially come to an end. And the, quote, fearless, unquote, author is looking back on what some may consider a chaotic first experience with the reality television, including the false rumor she and castmate Erin Leachy planted in their friend group to see who would spread the gossip first. Beep, 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 beep. Does anybody see what's going on here? This is the OSA PR amends project ethics handling that Rebecca is on, you guys. Rebecca's currently right now on an ethics program from hell. Do you know how much trouble she's in? Just the fact that Tom Cruise was invoked and he was laughed at. Just the fact that there's been not one single episode where this woman has looked okay, because again, in case no one at the stupid Office of Special Affairs that decided to not do their research and go, oh, if we put Rebecca on the Real Housewives of New York, would that turn her into a full-blown magnifying glass of what a Scientology mom is? Yes or no? Because like I told you, all the other ladies put all their shit there as consenting adults, as people that are getting something out of that situation. You know what? They get better deals at Bravo that the kids at the hotels get. So just to make sure that you guys understand the type of privilege you have as those women negotiating contracts, lucky y'all that you got attorneys that, are in there helping y'all, negotiate so Andy doesn't take advantage of you, right? Well, the kids at the hotels have none. Not one attorney is being provided to one child being signed up to the billion-year contract. Yes or no, Rebecca? That's the parallels that people need to start understanding. How disgusting, how indefensible, how stupid can all of you in America continue to play to the detriment of the kids that cannot fend for themselves, that cannot have advocates for themselves, that have no ability to get a lawyer to look over any contracts. That in what world are kids consigning and writing contracts? These women that are castmates of Rebecca, they could have found that out on a simple YouTube search. Oh, who's Rebecca? Oh, look. Plenty of public available information, Rebecca. You've made it your life's mission to put yourself in this level of spotlight. So don't act like you're the victim of the scrutiny. It's called the facts are not in your favor, because you have been a key 100 million. How many times did you tell us you're build this $100 million company? So if you're going to pretend and sit there that, you are not being pitched to other moms to go, don't you want to just be like Rebecca? Don't you want to get $100 million? Because look how it went for her. Oh, we can help you. Just be part of our hotel here. Why don't you pay for more audits now? Why don't you get us your sister to come too? Oh, and does she have 2 kids? Oh, they would love to go on course, I'm sure. Let's put them on course. That's how much these people know. So for all of you that want to go, nobody knew, no one had a shred of a clue, they all know. Nothing that comes out of my mouth is breaking news to Rebecca Minkoff. That's her problem. That's a problem of all of these Scientologists, as we are the kids that are telling them, no, you effed up, and we're calling you out, and you better wake the F up. And if we didn't give an F about you, we would leave you there rotting. But given the fact that it's the kids that have no one to advocate, no one to say no, no one to cancel the bullshit, no one to rein it back. No one. Not one mother, not one father. No one. 0. All of these parents have what? Full-blown awareness, access. Everybody knows. Everybody's told. They all are sharing reports. They all are writing it, typing it. When I say the level of explicit details that we have on these reports, it couldn't be more explicit. It couldn't be more incriminatory. That's what it's called. They knew. If they were writing it down on a piece of paper and putting the information there, how does anyone want to claim they don't know? Exactly, YRB. Fighting intentional ignorance is difficult. Thank you for the daily effort in this task. I mean, and the intentional ignorance is also the fact that there's so many layers of PR at play, you guys. I mean, again, this was Scientology's effort to soften their image. Let's put Rebecca, the multimillionaire, out there. Maybe people will watch her on the Housewives, just like they did with Tom Cruise at the Super Bowl yesterday. Maybe if people see Tom Cruise, they're going to really go, oh, I really want to go at that hotel where he is, because maybe I'll just be at the Super Bowl too. The idiots at the Super Bowl that have no idea how to do research either. But you see Rebecca there, you know, you're going to see she's like designing jackets for the Super Bowl. And then, oh yeah, let's get Tom Cruise there to really like do a Scientology ad campaign in front of the Super Bowl, as he was like, oh yeah, and this and that. And it's like, what in the hell are you talking about? You have no shame. You have no awareness. You have no idea what in the hell you're stuck in. How stupid can you be? And how much access to real lawyers, real people in the world that could help all of these grown-ass Scientology adult parents. Save yourselves. Save yourselves, goddammit. No one owes it to you. Stop pretending that, oh, I need to be saved. Shut the F up and save yourself. Because the fact that none of you have come back for kids is the problem. And as of the year 2025, show me the record of how many grown adults have come out of these hotels, you know, denouncing it, repudiating it, acting shocked, acting surprised out of their MF mind that they normalize that level of dysfunction at that capacity. Oh yeah, nobody wants to wake up. Nobody wants to get their ethics in. What happened to get your ethics in? What happened to that? Oh, that got canceled the minute you walked out of the hotel. Gotcha. So when you were in the hotel, you role played, right? Because it was all like puritanical. Oh yeah, we're really ethical here. We're really gonna follow the ethics. The ethics of who? Of a convicted felon? Got it. So everything is really tracking. And then what? When you left, oh no, the ethics. Oh yeah, I gave up on that belief. I gave up on that religious belief. Now all the people that walk out of the hotel, oh, I don't have to have my ethics in. I didn't get caught committing all the crimes that I was committing. So, oh yeah, well, lucky you that you just got out, left all your crimes there written, left all your crimes there video recorded a la Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy on steroids. But yeah, sure. Go and live your life outside and go talk about how hard it is to leave a cult. Oh, you have no idea how hard it was for you grown-ass pathetic adults that are nowhere on the record coming forward, that are nowhere on the record repudiating shit, that are nowhere on the record writing your OWs. What happened to, oh, Scientologists really want to write OWs. Write those OWs and turn them into the FBI. Crimes Against Children Unit. Stop sending him to a stupid-ass hotel. Is that too much to ask or what? They have the technology right there in their fingertips, you guys. So for all of you that want to go, but the Scientology parents that are outside, they have no idea what to do. Well, write your W's. Whatever they taught you at the hotel, do it again. Do that exact same thing. Time, place, form, and event. This time, grab a law book and start with child aggravated assault. Okay? Time, place, form, and event of every time you saw, participated, conspired to cover up, including but not limited to aggravated child abuse. And you'll see, you'll love it, because like it's going to give you categories. It's going to tell you all the things that you were doing at the hotel to, really restimulate your withholds, right? Because withholds have to be restimulated. They're not in view and have to be keyed in. Well, let's key you the fuck in. Let's kill you all keyed in. Let's key, like literally, we're doing the work for y'all. The withholds you don't want to know, we're going to tell them to you. And we're not charging you. We're giving them to you. Here's your withhold. Here's your ethics. Here's your problem. Y'all are not our problem. It's your problem. What in the F you all need to clean up. All the people at the Scientology hotels, all consenting MF adults. So for all that you're confused, oh yeah, the adults need saving. In what world do they need saving when they're exposing the kids to the hotel? And each and every single one of them knows what goes on 24/7, 365, no guardrails, no common sense, just, everything goes environment. Oh, did Hubbard did say that here that we could do? Oh, yeah, no, Hubbard said that. Just go ahead, take that kid in session, really sell him a bridge, really get his ethics in. No one's buying your word salad pitched by a convicted felon. In case that's not clear to the Scientology parents that are still under a radar. Yeah, no shit. All of you under a radar. In what world are you under a radar? Because you can't confront your shit. Because you cannot come and repudiate it. Because you cannot put yourself in the shoes of kids that are there right now. Period. I don't give a fuck about any adult that's there. Why is no one giving a fuck about the kids? When everybody knows what is being done. You know what an audit is, right, Rebecca Minkoff? You know what an ethics handling is, right, Rebecca Minkoff? You know what a course in Scientology is, right, Rebecca Minkoff? Do kids get agency in audits, Rebecca Minkoff? Answer that. Do they get to walk out of the hotel? Do they get to walk out of a session if they're not asked questions like you were all pressed about here? Oh, I'm not being asked at the right tone, you guys. If only Bryn would have been really asking her questions with the right tone. Oh, then I would have really wanted to, it's all just for clickbait every time they spoke about Scientology. Really? Was it all for clickbait? Really? Oh, damn. Damn, that's rich. It's all for clickbait, Rebecca. You didn't understand the assignment. When you become a housewife, you put all of you in front of everybody. The problem with you, it's been that you're so used to having your entire success formula is payola. Like, that should not be breaking news to you. You've been paying all the weeklies to put you out there. You've been paying all the select influencers that are all friends with the Scientologists, because before you think, oh, nobody knows the Scientologists, all of Hollywood is in bed with Scientology. It's an incestuous relationship. These people are everywhere. Makeup artists, production assistants, publicists, you name it. There's a very thin, blurred line that if anyone can start explaining what it is, that would be great to know, between Hollywood and Scientology. Literally just right there. It is, Carrie. It is absolutely illegal. It is absolutely illegal. It is the definition of illegal. Kids cannot be locked up in a hotel room without agency. How easier can we say it? How is that confusing to anyone? In what world is an 8-year-old in the capacity of being in a commercial building, including but not limited to a hotel, where they cannot leave the room they're in? Where? Where is that example? Show us where. What school gets that right? And imagine all the parents know. That's the problem, right? Because usually it is like, oh, nobody had a shred of a clue, the parents, right? Like U.S. Gymnastics. Nobody knew that Larry Nassar was disgusting. Okay, he was a doctor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The parents didn't know. The problem with the Scientology parents is that they know. That's the problem. The problem is not that they know. Oh, we didn't know. You knew. You knew everything. You know more than beyond and beyond and beyond, because all of you have no boundaries inside of that hotel. That's how you all ended up incestuous inside of the hotel. Seriously. So here's this entire clean up my image situation. Rebecca doing amends. Makes no sense why she's literally doing this, because she's just putting a headline here. Rebecca Minkoff didn't intend for pregnancy rumor to trick RHONY fans. You guys, this was a big controversy. Again, I tell you, like, I get it that you guys don't watch RHONY yourselves, but people were incensed when they saw what happened because it doesn't make sense. And imagine that the whole season was done like pigeons. Pigeons were everywhere since the very beginning of the season, right? And imagine that again, it's like Real Housewives. Everything is on a delay. So all of this was already filmed. Everything was presented to everybody like, oh, here it is. You know, and it did catch my attention when I started just watching the trailers, because I told you I didn't watch the season. I didn't want to hear Rebecca. Like, I like Beverly Hills Housewives. I've been watching the clips from these ones because I have not gotten into the show at all. But the pigeons are everywhere. And it's like, for them not to understand that Operation Leaky Pigeon is Rebecca's Scientology op run on them as grown women. I mean, talk about gaslighting and manipulation. Gaslighting and manipulation. And imagine she concocted this plan, you know, as a way to turn the entire group on the girl that was smelling the rat on her the most, which is Brynn. Brynn started coming for Rebecca. Brynn was like, I don't like her. The problem is that she didn't Google. Brynn, you need to Google. You need to get access to ChatGPT. You need to, do your research. It's called just, you're a publicist. You know this shit. Come on. Not that hard. Literally. Like, in what world are kids that grew up in a hotel, Brynn, that literally, that's our claim to nothing. We grew up in those disgusting hotels, and yeah, we're having to tell you what you should have done. Just Google, just do a little research, just get a little curious, just like go through her Instagram. Like, literally all of this is public info. It's not like no one's asking to go and harass her. It's like, literally just look at the Instagram. Like, it's all there. It's all there. The stuff is all there, you guys. It's like, that's what people don't know how to follow and pull the string. Because they just go, oh, they are all into the status quo of it all. Like, oh, well, let me give her a lot of the benefit of the doubt. But you know what? How many more decades are the Scientologists going to get the full-blown benefit of the doubt before people can, like, stop insulting the intelligence of all the kids that were forced to have a childhood that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy? And again, Rebecca is a victim of all of this, given that her own mom, Sue Minkoff herself, exposed her to this since she was a child. So is her identity all wrapped up in something so disgusting and insidious? We wouldn't wish that on our worst enemy. So this is also her, wake the F up and go get some deprogramming ASAP, girl. You got all the resources, you got all the multi-millions, you got all the literal benefits at your fingertips. Because again, you guys, like, the idea that all these cult people are like stuck in some ivory tower, like, Elena Cardone pays to stay at the Fort Harrison Hotel. Like, there's so much like whitewashing that's been done over very, very, very severe. We're talking like kids' well-beings is what is not being taken into account. Because everyone has the benefit of giving them the benefit of the doubt. The problem with those of us who were raised in Scientology is we didn't get that benefit. Like Future said, if you cannot understand us, that's because you're too soft. If you cannot put yourself in our shoes, then that's great. That's wonderful for you to not understand the level of insanity that was generated because an entire collective of grown adults were ensnared, seduced, pitched that this was a way for them to get something that apparently they're all lacking. But then just like that, they all expose their kids to Scientology. What Scientology parent can say they didn't do it? Point to one. Point to one. And if they didn't do it, it's like, did you get the kid out? Were they exposed? Scientology is not hard, guys. Audits, ethics, courses, 3 things. Do y'all not have like 3 brain cells to understand 3 things? The courses with the teddy bears and the little dolls and all of that, that's where they put you to role play with all of these adults. Oh yeah, just drill it. Oh yeah, just act it out. Oh yeah, just perform it. Then we see in our last live that Rebecca Minkoff is like, living it up with her gays from page 6. Oh yeah, you're such a great actress, Rebecca. My God, who would have known? And it's giving so funny. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, she was faking something so disgusting. Faking it. Like complete, like, and you'll see here, she's like, oh, I don't even want it to, I didn't want it to be called a prank. You didn't want it to be called a prank, Rebecca. Like, really? Because again, Scientology is pissed that this is being called a prank. Scientology is pissed that she didn't apply the technology correctly, because if she got caught and it backfired, then you know what? She didn't apply the technology correctly. That's what I'm telling you. Rebecca's doing ethics handling. Rebecca's paying some publicists right now to contact any cacamimi person that has 14 subscribers like that, like us. 14,000 subscribers, a channel just a little bit bigger than us, for the woman that has $100 million in the bank, or company that she sold, or whatever it is that the story is. I don't even know. That's what doesn't make sense, you guys. Like, what? Like, why? And then you realize, like, oh, then she just wasn't just doing this, and realize this is 5 days ago. The news that broke of her disaster interview at the end of RHONY, she went on to start putting out as much narrative out. Oh, Rebecca Minkoff celebrates 20 years. Oh, Rebecca Minkoff didn't intend for pregnancy rumor to trick RHONY fans. She didn't intend it. Rebecca, how, like, literally, how do you say you don't intend something that you literally intended? I mean, literally. That's exactly right, Amanda. There is no confidentiality at all in this place for the children. Like, literally. Yes, no more kids in Scientology. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. So here's Rebecca with this interview to clean up her image. Let's really contextualize for everybody, you guys. What in the literal hell?
I'm so excited to talk to you again because
hold on, because last time I think I'm gonna have to slow this down because it's too fast for you guys. Sorry. Let's just listen to her one time. 125, that's fine.
Last time we talked was right before RHONY came out. Now it's been a whole season.
Do you see all the gray hairs I'm hiding with hair mascara?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, she's hiding a lot of hairs with mascara. Isn't that great, you guys? That with just a little mascara, you can hide gray hairs. What else can you hide with mascara, Rebecca? Do tell. Because that's the tea right there. Imagine what you can hide with hair mascara, whatever in the hell that is. Never heard of hair mascara, but apparently it's very good to hide shit. So, yeah. It's hair mascara. What's being hidden? What's being hidden is what needs to be understood, really.
Well, now that it's been a whole season, we have one episode left.
Yeah.
Looking back, how would you rate your?
Okay, you guys, and here is Rebecca. Okay, let's all really analyze this. Here's Rebecca coming up tone. They told her, you look horrible at the end of that reunion. You just literally made everyone in Scientology look horrible. It was humiliating. It was out PR. It was black PR. You brought in Tom Cruise. You completely put up a fake story about a pigeon and you being in an orgy with your husband, and you told your husband and you told your mother and you told everybody. But it is a prank, but it's not a prank, but it is a joke, and it's not a joke, and it is funny, but it's not funny. It's like, honestly, guys, seriously, like that's what we're here left to decode. Hello, Nat. Good to see you.
Experience?
I think that my experience as it was happening felt very different than what I saw.
The experience you were having felt very different than what you saw. Write that one down, you guys. Write that one down. Oh, that's a good one. So you mean to tell me that reality as it unfolded doesn't match what was video recorded? Okay.
And I go, okay, what could I have done different? Because I think, most of the season it shows me being quiet, even though
Oh, you were not quiet, Rebecca. I think every time you opened your mouth, you stepped into it. Every time you stepped into it, the girls started calling you out for your fakeness because, I get it. Like, these girls, they don't have to do anything, you guys. I mean, it's a Housewives. It's not like they really have to do due diligence. I mean, I would have done it, but I guess I grew up in a cult in Scientology where they told us to do it. And yeah.
I wasn't. And so I'm like, how could I have done that differently? How could I have appeared even more active than I thought that I was?
Did you guys see that? Like, look at the body language here, you guys. This is how much she's getting hammered right here. Like, this is how much trouble are you in, Rebecca? How much ethics trouble are you in right there? Yeah. This is how much ethics trouble Rebecca's in. This much ethics trouble. What's the size of the flap that you just created, Rebecca? I think like this, you guys. I think like this much. Isn't that interesting? That you got a lot of ethics on the line right here.
Than I thought that I was.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know the answer.
And again, that she thought that she was, like, she should have been more active than she thought she was being. And it's like, you see how she's not allowed to be authentic, and she's putting herself under a microscope, under a complete, like, a reality show, guys. I mean, come on. This is a reality show. This is what reality shows are. Like these people they put everything in front of everybody.
I don't know that there's an answer to it, but I think I would have just probably been more forthright in some things.
You would have been more forthright, says Rebecca. More forthright, because again, you guys, in Scientology, she's being analyzed like, Rebecca, you came out making us look so bad. You created so much bad PR. And those girls just like, she lost. She literally lost. I mean, that's reality shows. Like, there's no winner or loser in the Real Housewives. But, you know, you can be called back, or you could just be like, thank you. It was nice meeting you. That's the not said thing about this franchise. Okay. So let's not forget, where was Rebecca on her way to the Housewives? Like, she told us that her company had tanked during COVID. I mean, she said, I think it was like 80% down in sales. So it was in the gutter. And then she ended up selling her company. And then she ended up like, you know, being some sort of person that still runs her company in the middle of the sale. And then the Housewives was pitched to her. And she was like, you know how I made $100 million before? By shoving my bags everywhere I can with payola, but this is going to be free. So this is a great opportunity. Like, what all she wore during the entire season was her own shit. So she thought she was going to be a billboard, and she didn't see the first thing about this. She didn't understand the assignment, Becky. I guess, you know, we're too busy saving a world and clearing a planet that you never watched reality TV to understand the culture and what you've gotten yourself into, girl. Because this is not something you just get to go, oh, never mind, I want privacy now. Let me just disappear. Let me just pack my Rebecca Minkoff bags and run to the hills. No, honey, you can't run back to the hills anymore. You're out there. You put all your business out there, hoping that if you showed yourself wearing your bags and your clothes, like, people were going to go, oh my God, I need to really buy that. But I think you are miscalculating what it takes to be in reality TV, quite frankly. I mean, if you would have just stuck to your bags, you know, you wouldn't be having any of these things become public knowledge record, and you becoming a public figure that happens to represent the exact epitome of the problem we are denouncing. And again, for the people that want to go, oh, Rebecca Minkoff is the most horrible person in the world, she's just a Scientology mom like all others, you guys. They're all, let's call this a sickness so you don't have to assign it to the woman or the person. They're all sick with L. Ron Hubbard's disgusting policies in their head. So it's a sickness. They're sick. Like, yeah, you can say they're disgusting. They are disgusting. They're completely disgusting. They're repulsive. They're indefensible. They're doing things that are literally like, in what literal MF world hell are these people really doing this? In a world where they can just be self-righteous as they get, because they've never been called out and they've never been made to confront their actual ethics outside of the hotels, you guys. In the hotel, they become delusional. But we're here to wipe off the delusion, bring him all up to present time, because that's what this moment calls for, in case all of you people, so for all of you Scientologists that have already done the objectives, come to fucking present time right now. You've been conned. You've been scammed. L. Ron Hubbard is a convicted felon. You're not saving a world. You're exposing kids to systemic, institutionalized, clear and present danger that you're all aware is happening in your audits, in your ethics, and your courses. There, programming done. That's all that they need to be told ad nauseum, 24/7, 365. And we need this community to start telling that to them, telling that to every last protester, telling that to every last person that opens their mouth about the subject, that doesn't want to exploit it and make it about themselves, that can put themselves in, what are the kids right now exposed? What are the children of Rebecca need in order to not get exposed to audits, courses, and this? This is what they need. They need her mom to now be held, her feet to the fire, and go, Rebecca, why? Why are kids getting audited? Why are kids getting put in disgusting grooming courses from L1 Hubbard? With all of you adults knowing what's covered in the course, why does that happen? It's simple. Answer it. Why does that happen? Oh, because they're really going to learn how to study something. Bullshit. Wrong answer. Out ethics. Telling part of a withhold, but you're not telling the rest. You're all about the half truth, right? Oh, let me just tell this half truth here. Let me just tell this little part here. We're sec checking you now. And we're telling you what your withholds are. Just so you don't have to pay there at the hotel anymore. Just for that alone, Rebecca. So we're saving you money. So if you just got fired out of the Housewives of New York, you know what? Save your money and start connecting the dots. And all the castmates from the Housewives, maybe reach out to Rebecca and see if she needs some deprogramming. Be a woman that empowers other women, or whatever it is that you say. Empower her to leave. Tell her to get out of that domestic violence situation, trafficking, abuse, disgusting things that are going on 24/7, 365 that she knows all about. Tell her to get out of that. That's what the Real Housewives of New York should be doing, instead of just cheering themselves up here and, let's really look up the glam and let's really put a dress. I mean, how stupid can anyone really be?
An opinion stated more firmly the minute I found out about them than being someone to respond to it, later down the line.
You didn't have to be responding to opinions firmly, Rebecca. You are literally being asked simple questions that you cannot answer on national TV. And what happens, Rebecca? You even know this from L1 Hubbard. When things don't make sense, what happens? Anyone that has a shred of investigatory instincts goes, I wonder why this doesn't make sense. Let me figure it out. Oh, this is why it doesn't make sense. Oh, this is why you keep saying that you're Jewish. Oh, this is why you keep saying, well, this is my applied religious philosophy. Whatever that word salad from a convicted felon that told you to say that is, because those 3 words mean nothing. Just breaking news to you, I guess. We'll send you our deprogramming bill another day. Or you know what? We'll do it pro bono. Count this as our pro bono work for all the Scientology mothers and all the Scientology fathers. Don't go to Scientology hotels anymore to be told what's wrong with Scientology. Find out here. Have enough ovaries and have enough balls to sit and be told what the truth is. Stop infantilizing yourselves, Scientology parents. You are not children. You are all adults in grown-ass bodies that cannot invoke, I was a child and I had no clue. That's not what Sue Minkoff gets to say. Let's start with that right there. Your mother, Sue Minkoff, grown adult that she was, Rebecca, that exposed you, Max, and Uri to the hotel and the Scientology garbage, she has no excuse. And she was out in the real world, you guys. So before you go, but she was in the Sea Org like Rosemary. No, she wasn't. That's the difference between Rosemary and, Sue Minkoff. Rosemary had a gun pointed to her head to do everything they told her to do at the hotel because that's what the billion-year people have for themselves. But then Sue Minkoff, nope. She doesn't have a hotel telling her. She's part of the outside. She's part of the one that helps herself to the kids at the hotel. She's there to be serviced as a public that she is. That's Rebecca Minkoff's mother. That's Sue Minkoff for you. Oh, here, give me my service. Oh, yeah, give me my audit. Underage child, come and audit me. Come and give me an ethics handling, underage child. Come and supervise me, underage child. Oh, no, you're an adult in a small body. I don't see you as a child inside of the hotel. We all know the same thing. Yeah, I'm sure you all know the same thing. That's what you keep being told. You are in a cult that Rebecca finds very offensive. Oh, yeah, oh, so offensive. I mean, what in the hell do you want the facts to be told, Rebecca? Like, you don't get to choose what the facts are by changing a name and thinking that that's going to manipulate perception so that you don't get caught with your pants literally down here for the whole world to see, for the entire world to see.
Spent a lot of the season making digs at you and your business. I know she kind of made a dig at Uba and her modeling career.
See right here, digs, making digs at your business. Imagine that. Again, I mean, if she was missing Rebecca's withholds the whole time, you were not digging. You were tickling. Tickling. Bryn was just like tickling Rebecca like, oh yeah, you know, your back's at Nordstrom Rack. Okay. Like, digs. A dig is what we're doing here. A dig is what we're doing here. A dig is telling Rebecca, you were a kid that grew up in Scientology. You had a mother that forced you to be part of Scientology. You now a mother that has 4 kids. 4. And you still thought it was funny to make a joke about women's infertility with a cacamimi story that makes no sense, that is so disgusting, that is so filthy, that it's like, why? Why did you have to go there? And then, is it a prank? Is it not a prank? Is it a leaky pigeon? Like, what in the literal hell is going on? Please, can anyone say what in the literal hell is going on?
Why do you think she always goes for the career?
Rebecca Minkoff. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. If you're just at Nordstrom Rack, you probably saw her stuff.
Yeah. And if you're with her at Flag, you probably saw, you know, children that get audited right there. And if you were with her at Flag, you also saw, you know, children that they exposed to do all the disgusting grooming courses. And if you were with her at Flag, you also would see her, you know, bringing kids to be exposed to this, signing up other moms, collecting her 10% FSM commission because she's there to get paid. She's there to recruit. She's there to become an influencer. She's there to tell people, I did it. Look at me. I'm part of the American dream. Don't you want to be like me? So imagine that the Real Housewives, this is some weak ass clocking of tea, you guys. This is just like, really? Like, your biggest thing is like, oh yeah, your stuff is at Nordstrom Rack. I mean, who the F cares? Who the F? I mean, who doesn't go to Nordstrom Rack? I mean, honestly, like, what type of elitist garbage, mean girl bullshit is this? That's the problem with this, like, weak ass tea, you guys. This is just weak AF.
Where's Rebecca? She has a accessory award. I didn't know Nordstrom Rack is an award.
Where's Rebecca? Oh, Rebecca is at the awards. Were they accessory awards, Rebecca, or were there Scientology awards? Because that would have been a great thing to say, right? It's like, oh, I just gonna get an award. I mean, Bryn sort of, you kind of clocked a little bit of the tea, but girl, your shit still goes like over your head. I mean, give it up to L. Hubbard. He did teach us how to clock tea, how to grab it and hold it. Because that's the part you didn't get. Rebecca goes to special Scientology events where she gets a lot of awards. We're probably celebrating the fact that, you know, she was doing the Housewives. I mean, remember, when this is being filmed, you guys, everyone's on a high in Scientology. Oh, Rebecca, you're going to be, congratulations on the Real Housewives. Oh, you're going to be a housewife? Oh, you must be so excited. You must be so happy. Oh, they're going to show your whole entire line. This is the president's office, you guys. Let's just role play them for a second. Oh, you're going to show them your whole entire line? That's going to be so much outflow. See, that's exactly what you're doing. Hubbard, you're going to go and you're going to outflow, and outflow is going to equal inflow. And before you know it, Rebecca, all your financial woes will go away. That's what the Scientology handlers are telling Rebecca during this period, you guys. Because remember, I know it's getting confusing, but you have to see, like, okay, in this timeline, everybody was happy with Rebecca, right? The flaps happened later. The flaps happened when Rebecca had to fess up that, yeah, you know, this is not going to look real good. Oh my God, Rebecca, what did you do? So that's the part that you just didn't quite get, like, about the award thing. Like, could have been a Scientology award that she was at. Just saying.
That was low.
Man, I'd like.
Oh my God. And look at this. I mean, this happened just by mistake, you guys, but look at look at her face, you guys. I mean, is this the face of an uptone Scientologist, Rebecca? I mean, it's not giving uptone. It's not giving serenity of beingness at all. Like this right here, Rebecca, it's giving downtone, like anger. Like look at her bite. She's like, this girl. And I mean, again, Rebecca is giving Ms. Withhold indicator, right? Because all of these girls just missed your withholds. I mean, the same technology that let's just speak to Rebecca in the way that she needs to be spoken to so she gets it, right? Rebecca, see, when you're so insulated with your cult groupies and all your little followers and all your little helpers at the hotel that have helped you craft this public image, shout out to all of them, because you have a whole entourage. Let's not forget, you know, you always say you have a great team. You do have a great team that each knows what they're doing and thinking and coordinating thereby and therewith. But now your entire team is in this shit because you decided to not do due diligence, to get yourself on a reality show, sign up for it because you thought you were going to go sell bags. You thought that the internet was going to go crazy for your outflow equals inflow Hubbard technique that you also got confronted on. And you also kind of lied about, right? Because you're just like, oh no, you guys, I'm just here and I'm just wearing Rebecca Minkoff. I'm just wearing Rebecca Minkoff. I mean, again, Rebecca, have you not seen what the Housewives franchise, what reality stars is all about? It's about you showing up and really, if you're just wearing your own stuff, like sure, maybe mix it, but you're just like, you didn't do any fashion statements if you're just wearing your stuff. Like, seriously, look at the fashion and then decide for yourself. Like, take yourself out of the equation for a second and go, did I misunderestimate what in the hell I was getting into?
Like to know how things work up there for her, but I felt like she was trying to get a rise out of people to create the conflict that
she was trying to get a rise. And here's the Scientology smear campaign, you guys. You see how they put, this is what Scientology calls covert hostility 1.1. This is what Scientology says. This is the representation of everything that's toxic. Like smiling, passive aggressive, you know, she's evil, she's conniving. And, you know, Rebecca went on quite the mission. It all just backfired in her face. Because again, she went with her cult programming, with her cult tactics, the way it works in the cult, where she's got everyone can be turned into her immediate minion, where they all think the same. I mean, they got a lot going for themselves to the ones that are in that cloning part. Do you see how like the manipulation is so much easier for Rebecca to do it on people that she can be like, you know what I found out? That Bryn is an out ethics 1-1. No case gain. That's all that Rebecca has to say. to the rest of her Scientology girls and then go, she's 1-1. She has no case gain. Oh yeah, the ethics officer told me that. Oh yeah, they wrote a big report to RTC and she's gonna get a sec check. That's all Rebecca has to do. Like, she doesn't have to. And her girls go, oh yeah, let's all disconnect. Let's all get rid of her. Oh yeah, they're gonna block her on Instagram, girl. Like, I don't need that on my lines. Thank you, Rebecca, for alerting us. I mean, that's what a real Scientologist does for their fellow Scientologists. You're so amazing. But here's Rebecca's hit job to go, oh, look at her. She's so evil. She's always coming for me. She's always missing your withhold, Rebecca. This is like, literally, she is missing your withhold.
An entertainment that people want. And I think
it is a show. This show is entertainment. I'm sorry to break the news of what reality is. Maybe that's your crashing misunderstood, you guys. Maybe Rebecca, oh my God, I think we just debugged your programming, Rebecca. We'll send you the bill later. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Let's clear the definition of what is reality TV. Chat GPT. What is reality TV, Chat GPT? Rebecca, clear this word, okay? Clear it and make a lot of sentences, make a clay demo, do an essay, how reality TV makes you a public figure, how reality TV will put all of your privacy on scrutiny, how reality TV is going to, have access to everything about you and your entire brand, since you are a brand that, imagine how Rebecca Minkoff is feeling right now with all of these black PRs that you've done for them, and now they bought your company. Rebecca Minkoff is not starting to look like a good investment, is it? What is the definition of, so what is the definition? The definition, thank you guys for hitting the like and the subscribe. I did see somebody mentioning it. I always forget to mention it. What is the definition of reality TV? But reality TV is a genre television programming that features unscripted real-life situations, often starring unknown individuals, but often also including professional influencers. It typically follows people in their daily lives, competitive challenges, social experiments with various degrees of editing and producer influence to enhance drama and entertainment. Popular genres include Survivor, The Bachelor, and Real Housewives of New York. And then let's check more into, let's ask Chat GPT. Are the RHONY Housewives public figures? This one's going to be a good one for you, Rebecca, to really learn. Yes. The Real Housewives of New York City cast members are considered public figures. They have voluntarily, Rebecca. Isn't it great that you can be a volunteer at the Real Housewives of New York? And then what? Like kids in Scientology also are so-called volunteers. Did you sign a billion-year contract with Andy Cohen, Rebecca? Because that's the difference between Andy Cohen and David Miscavige. Andy allows these housewives to get attorneys for themselves. And in your hotel cult, David Miscavige and you don't allow the kids to go get lawyers for themselves. Think about that. That would be great for you to think about. They have voluntarily placed themselves in the public eye through reality television, social media, and various business ventures. While their level of fame may vary, their participation is widely broadcasted show and makes them public figures subject to public scrutiny and media coverage. So yeah, Rebecca, I mean, you are doing reality shows. You're not doing whatever it is that you were thought you were going to just do a Rebecca Minkoff campaign on reality TV, and then we all had to digest you in the show, and then you don't want to be scrutinized. I mean, you just literally want everything according to the way you want it, girl. But that's not how life works, you know? It just doesn't work like that.
With me, like, I'm not falling for that petty stuff.
Mhm.
You know, I've had real crazy stuff happen in my business. You think you're going to get a rise out of me because you make fun of me? Like, come visit one of my free homes and then we can talk.
I mean, what? Come visit one of my 3 homes? What the fuck happens in your home, Rebecca, that you... And you guys, look at this girl. The laugh of this girl, like she just said, Rebecca just said that what happens in her home is so much more horrible than whatever happened to her on public TV with Bryn coming at her with all these women, you know, asking her questions that she didn't like. But she's like, that's not going to get a rise out of me. I invite you to come to one of my 3 homes and see. And, you know, this so-called journalist that is all about sanitizing Rebecca's image. I mean, wonder if she's a Scientologist, probably. I mean, she kind of has the face, you guys. It's kind of giving a little Xenu eyes, if you ask me personally, honestly. Like, and she finds Rebecca so hilarious. Come to my 3 homes.
You know, so I think, and then with Uba, again, it was let's get a rise out of her because she knows if she gets Uba to like react, it's good for TV. But
See, and I just love this, you guys. Here's again Rebecca Minkoff with the body language. There we go. Oh my God. I need to screenshot this, literally. Like, yeah. Look at her lower mouth, you guys. Can you all see that? Like, do you see how her lips are pressed? Do you see how it's good for TV? And look at her with her air quotes, you know? I mean, we use a lot of air quotes, Rebecca, but, you know, we use them differently. We go, you know, when you were telling us that you're just 2 religions, you know, when you were feeding us that Kakamimi story about how you can be Jewish and Scientologist and this is a philosophy, whatever. A lot of this. But you were on a TV show to do reality TV, but you were not there to do that reality TV. Like, again, you guys, it's frustrating to see how she didn't know what reality TV is. I mean, as if you were in the cult, Rebecca. I mean, this is what it's giving. That you were a kid stuck at the hotel, stuck at the cult, never knew how the outside world operated, never watched TV because you were being forced not to, like all of us were. But then you went and signed up for this voluntarily.
TV, but no one wants to see that produced effect. They just want to see us being real with each other.
Oh my God. Now the gospel according to Rebecca wanting to be real. I'm pretty sure, Rebecca, that everything we've been discussing in this life is how you are not really keeping it that real, right? Uh-oh. I just tied up my hair. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Hello, DJ Alicino. Thank you for being here. Question. As a public, did she not have to get clearance from Scientology to do the show, or is it not required of anybody? Surely someone that had to know all the Scientology would be brought up. No, I mean, this is a great question, and that's what we've been telling you guys. The president's office runs Rebecca. Rebecca's not some low totem Scientologist at the bottom of a barrel that nobody really cares about because they're not that influential, right? So for them, Rebecca is had been one of their big like recruiting tools. Never mind that, making herself, providing her to America to make her into a public figure. Imagine we never had this, guys. Think about it. Like, there's never in the history of planet Earth been a mother, a literal epitome of the problem we are denouncing. Scientology mothers that has 4 kids exposed to this. That's a literal second generation Scientologist herself that rose to the very top of the cult in influence, in, you do this for me, I do that for you. Oh, look, again, Scientology is about the able being more able. So for Rebecca, her whole entire identity is wrapped up around her great success of all these bags she sold. Okay, so it's like, so with all of that, she's under a microscope by Scientology. She cannot do this show. And the fact is, Scientology is so stupid. Scientology does not watch the Housewives, you guys. I mean, talk about, those people are in a cult. Like, they don't have time to sit and watch Bravo TV. They don't have time to watch any of this stuff. They're just in their hotel reading tea leaves with Rebecca, and she comes in. Rebecca presented this as a great opportunity because it was a great opportunity for Rebecca because, she could have been a reality housewife girl and she could have had a whole career out of that if she was interesting, if she had something to offer, if she could have been transparent, if she had a personality. That's what she was betting she had when she went into this. And then she didn't understand the level of public scrutiny that no Scientologist has ever been under. This is unprecedented. Like, no one has put their entire life like this on reality TV. And I bet you after this flap, after Rebecca, there's no more reality TV for any Scientology. This is now canceled. You will never see anyone in Scientology ever do reality TV. Ever, ever, ever. Thanks to Rebecca Minkoff, this is canceled. Anyone that had a plan of doing a reality show is canceled. And then unless you have an entire Scientology crew, right? Because like that's what you need. You cannot have Andy Cohen attached. Andy Cohen is now a full-blown suppressive. Bryn is a suppressive. Aaron is a suppressive. All these people are now declared suppressive. So welcome to our club, guys. I hope that y'all know that Rebecca really thinks that you don't want to save a world like her. She's very, very upset that things are not working out the way they used to anymore because the truth is catching up to her.
And I think that's where you can lose people.
Well, I do want to ask about that whole pregnancy prank that you and Aaron pulled, because a lot of fans were not thrilled with the whole idea of
the whole pregnancy prank.
The prank. Yeah. What's your response to those critics?
I heard
So here's the prank.
she's a freak in the sheets.
What?
Her and Gavin, yeah.
Good for her.
Getting around town. They have fun with other people and stuff, regardless of the consequences.
Like, what kind of consequences?
The biggest kind.
What? I have a lot of thoughts.
I mean, if that is not the definition of Glutz PR, you guys, another Scientology term, another thing that will get you in a lot of trouble for when, oh, Rebecca, can we talk about your episode and your OSA pigeon, leaky pigeon technology application? Because, it's giving that you have created a lot of Glutz PR for us now. You're a Glutz PR artist, Rebecca. Like, that you and Gavin are freaks in the sheets. That you take it raw. Like, what? I mean, I'm speechless, you guys. I'm speechless that this was even allowed to air for her. Because again, I told you, like, Rebecca is a Scientology mother. In what world is a Scientology mother put out that level of fake misinformation for herself? And here you go with Rebecca again, feeling attacked and under ethics handling, because look at her mouth again. Here she is pursing her bottom of her jaw because she's pissed.
And I'm glad you asked. So when we sat there, again, I said maybe we should do this. She agreed. So we both were all in on the idea.
Oh, hell no, Rebecca. Hell no. You were all in on the idea. The idea of L. Ron Hubbard, did you share with your castmate, Aaron? Yo, look. You know that cult that you really wanted to know a lot about? The one that we went for a whole hour dinner where I just talked around in circles and insulted your intelligence and your time? Yeah, remember that whole hour that we spent supposedly clarifying questions about Scientology? You know, there's a policy from L. Ron Hubbard. There's a little OSA handling that you do because, you know, I don't like that Bryn is telling me that I'm at Nordstrom's rack, which is a fact. Why would you be insulted if you're not an elitist superiority complex? Whatever you want to say there. That's all the problem. That's Aaron, like Bryn told, I heard your stuff was at Nordstrom's racks. Yes, it is. So what was the big deal? So you want to know who's leaking this stuff about your bags by putting a horrific, fake, disgusting rumor for yourself? Oh, because L. Ron Hubbard said that was a great idea. In 1965, you guys, go back to my last live and refer to it because that's where we brought the policy. So here's Rebecca going back to the 1965's ramblings, rants of a degenerate, convicted felon, rambling, drugged out of his mind, completely out of his mind, writing his little OSA policies on how to gaslight 101, how to gaslight, how to put fake information out there, because they're always playing mind games, because they're always playing manipulation games, because they cannot be straight, because they cannot be honest, because they cannot be themselves, because they have a deranged superiority complex with whatever the convicted felon told them, that they were very special and the ones that really know how to save our world. That's all it took.
Idea. I thought in my non-production oriented mind that the audience would be let in on it and they'd be.
Well, you know what, Rebecca? Again, we're clocking your lie. How was the audience going to be brought in on it if you are not sharing with them the OSA tech? Can anyone really tell us? How does that work exactly? That you're going to let production is going to lead an audience to where were this audience supposed to be led? I mean, that's how delusional, that's how you literally know that you're getting called out. You know that there's no answer for this, but give it up to Rebecca to come up with just throwing words at the thing about, oh, the audience is going to be brought in. Again, making it look like someone did this to her. You did this to yourself, Rebecca. You went and studied at L. Hubbard. You decided to come up with leaky pigeon op OSA. And this is where we're at. Like, literally, who do you really want to blame? Honestly.
Be brought along for the journey. So it wasn't a prank. It was really, I even hate that it was called that. It was a.
Oh, so it wasn't a prank. See, so here she's coming clean, you guys. She's setting her hands to actually clean them because now she's going to finally reframe the last part of her lie to really plant it, right? She made herself the victim already. She already said that it wasn't even a prank, okay? Because you know, she feels like the whole prank makes her look like she's some stupid girl that didn't know how to pull a prank correctly. So now she's going, well, it wasn't even a prank. I mean, just hold on to your vomit bags so that you can really hear the explanation of how she pitches this, and watch how her whole entire tone changes as she empowers herself with the technology of how to stay at cost according to L. Ron Hubbard. Here it goes.
Define the liar. It was define the pot stirrer. I knew who it was, but it seemed like no one else could see the writing on the wall.
Aha! Define the liar. Define the pop star. I knew who it was, but I just couldn't get everyone like in my cult to turn against the one person that's sniffing that something ain't smelling right about the situation. Be upset. Be appalled. Be incensed. But it's giving Miss Withhold phenomenon, Rebecca. If you have nothing to hide, why are you so pressed? That would be really great to start understanding right about now as you press your lips every time you talk about any time like your withholds were getting missed. You weren't being called out for anything relevant, anything that mattered. It was all just like weak ass shit. Like I told you, weak ass confrontations from these housewives because no one knew who you were. And I guess they were just too scared. And I get it, you guys. Like, Scientology people are scary. That's the word out on the street. Yeah. That's the word out on the street. So the girls were just kind of like, Rebecca Minkoff's going to be here. Well, let me just ask a couple questions. But you could see how uncomfortable everybody was. You could see how, you know, I heard that these people do really crazy shit if you cross them. I mean, imagine how you're scaring these women because they don't know, Rebecca, what you could be telling your handlers. They don't know what your handlers are going to do. Oh, they made Scientology look bad. They made Tom Cruise look bad. Oh, let's fair game them. Let's start sending private investigators so we can what? Oh, yeah. Catch them with blackmail and smear them and hold leverage over them, which is what Rebecca was intending to do. See, girls? See how disgusting Bryn is because she said this fake rumor that I put out on myself that I'm some degenerate at orgies getting banged and I don't know who my baby daddy is. I mean, let that really sink in, Rebecca. Like, let that like sizzle and simmer right there. You don't know who your baby daddy is. That's a rumor you put out for yourself. You apparently got it approved by everyone in your family to go and say that. No one thought to tell you rein it back because of course they went with you, right? Oh, according to L. Ron Hubbard, that's what he says to do. So all the idiots that are your family members that should have reined you back and said, no, you shouldn't be doing that. That's going to be Glutz PR. That's going to make us look like we're completely insane. Well, congratulations. No one reined you back. And now you cannot literally put the cat back inside the bag. The cat is out of the bag, Rebecca. And you know what? I think the cat just literally scratched your entire eyeballs. Good luck getting your eyesight back after this. You're going to need surgery, girl.
And so I was like, let's make sure that everyone knows who's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it back.
Ha. Let's make sure everyone knows who's doing this, right, Rebecca? And again, shout out to you, Bryn, the only one that went there further, right? Because all the other ones were people pleasers on the outskirts. I heard they're weird. I'm kind of scared. I got kids at home. Like, maybe I don't want to literally, you know, I'll ask her some stuff, but you know, like the Scientology stuff, like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, right? But you're calling this stirring the pot, right? Okay. So it's asking you questions about who you are. This. or is it Miss Withholds that you have? Because you cannot tell them what you really do inside of the Scientology hotels. That's why you're so uncomfortable. That's why you're projecting AF. That's why you're trying to find every cacamimi story that you can possibly put together to cover up, the fact that your kids might be doing a treason condition right now. Your own kids could be exposed to an ethics lower condition, just like you are right now in lower conditions to Scientology. But so can your youngest kid. They're all exposed. They're all exposed. I don't know if you're doing that, Rebecca, but I'm just saying that could be happening. That could be happening. You could be getting them to get audits. You could be sending them to do the courses. That's stirring the pot. That's literally throwing the entire pot scorching hot over your face. Forcing you to open your eyes. Forcing you to make a different choice about how you're raising those kids. And yes, other people, Rebecca, can tell you, do not raise your kids in that disgusting scam. Even if you think that it helped you as a kid, go to real therapy and figure that out. But in the meantime, you know what? Set a boundary for your own goddamn kids and go call Stephanie and say, yo, Stephanie, Serge is literally burning us with acid in our face. Let's get our ethics really fucking in. And let's make sure that none of our kids get audits. None of our kids go in session. None of our kids get ethics. None of our kids get courses. And let's start telling all the other Scientology moms that buy my stupid ass bags. Let's start putting notes in every one of my Rebecca Minkoff bags. Get your kids out of courses, ethics, and sessions. That's your amends project, Rebecca. That's what you need to be doing to make amends, to stop what the problem is. Since you're still a member in great standing and you cannot get tired of telling the entire world on a public platform how amazing Scientology's work for you, and aren't you what we should be looking up to being? No, sir. Nobody wants to be like you, Rebecca. Nobody wants to be nothing like you. Nothing like you. Now you have to live being you. So you can make different choices and you can use your power and you can use your, white woman privilege towards good. You can start by doing that. You can start showing that level of humanity. You can start showing with that level of like, oh yeah, I'm really getting my ethics in now. I'm not at a hotel anymore. I'm coming to reality. I'm landing in reality. My kids are not part of the hotel anymore. I'm not teaching them any more disgusting, stupid ass words. No more word salad. Stop feeding your kids that disgusting word salad, Rebecca. It's toxic. It's inappropriate. It's disgusting. You cannot defend it. So before you go, oh, everyone misunderstands. No one misunderstands jack shit. Everyone's an adult now, and you're being told that as a full-grown woman that you are, we are stirring the pot, but we're stirring the pot with what matters. The future of your kids, that they don't end up like you, that they don't get told that whatever disgusting criminal abuse that gets perpetrated against them inside of the hotel is something that in a prior life, they did something to make sure that that happened to them. That's what we're trying to prevent. So before you go, oh, the people on the internet, they're such bullies. No one's bullying you, Rebecca. We're giving you the facts. You're not going to like them. No one said that you were going to like them, but we don't give an F. You need to hear the facts so you can make better informed choices. That's it. You don't like it? Stop projecting. You don't like it? Look internal. Look inside yourself. Look at your choices. Judge your own adult choices against your own childhood, against the backdrop of your own childhood, Rebecca. And if you're one of these kids that grew up in Scientology that really wants to defend it, well, you know what? I mean, you were never in the Sea Org. That you're still a full-grown woman right now, middle-aged woman that gets service at hotels where child labor is alive and well. So in what world do you want to what? Get a pass? Just that just like, oh, that has nothing to do with you. But meanwhile, who gave them $5 million? How much have you donated to these hotels, Rebecca? Because in what world do you think that the volunteers at the hotel that don't get paid? Imagine you did RHONY to shout out your brand and to push yourself out there, but the kids at the hotel don't get a shred of dollar for being part of this. How much money did you make doing the show? Because something happened here.
Backfired because the audience wasn't brought along and they were tricked.
Right.
But I think if it had been done that
The audience wasn't brought along and they were tricked. Yeah. We agree with you, Rebecca. The audience was not brought along and they were tricked. They were tricked by you. You want to make this a production issue? F that. They didn't do it. You gave them the content. You concocted the pigeon plan. Now, they went and filled some pigeons. In New York City, pigeons are in every corner. So you contributed that to the Housewives. The legacy of your Housewives episode is the leaky pigeon OSA op that you just ran on those women that sort of tried to clock your shit, but they all missed your withhold at the end of the day. They weren't trained by Hubbard not to miss withholds. That's clear.
that way, then no one would have been upset. They would have been like, yeah, we see it too. Now we need all 6 of the other girls to kind of wake up.
Wake up. Who needs to wake up here, Rebecca? Because again, isn't it great, guys? Like Rebecca's pitching this as like, oh yeah, they just need to wake up. They need to wake up to what, Rebecca? That Bryn said. I mean, Bryn was like curious about you and saying like, it's weird, like, you know, Nordstrom Rack. Then you started acting so crazy, like, oh, she's saying things and how dare her. And now you want to turn the entire group against her. And imagine you don't have collective group agreement. You're not in your cult. You're like a fish out of water. That's the thing. You're like a literal fish out of water.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
And I think
Imagine being this girl, you guys. Oh yeah, that means so much sense. I mean, shout out to all these investigative journalists that work at the decider. Imagine like they're the ones that decide. What are you deciding? What exactly are you deciding when everything that Rebecca, you know, pitches out of her mouth makes so much sense to the people that run the decider? Because I think we just tore apart all the things that you found were making a lot of sense, because we think nothing that's coming out of Rebecca's mouth is actually making a shred of sense.
I think in hindsight, I did offend some women who, you know, are having infertility issues, and as someone that has suffered, you know, from it myself.
In hindsight, women with infertility issues and you know, the type of hardcore scene that you made a prank joke about is a joke that you played on all the kids that grew up in Scientology, Rebecca, because hardcore shit is going down inside of those hotels. And you would know that, not as a rumor, not as a fake leaky pigeon, as a thing that you all write down on pieces of paper and put in folders and put in files and type it all up. So before anyone in Scientology wants to play dumb, save that shit for another day. Don't play dumb. You're writing it down. You're putting it everywhere. You're informing everyone. And yeah, imagine that part of the sick joke, that part of the sick joke, like your entire perverted, you know, fantasy of how, you know, you and Gavin So you played a joke on infertility, and you played a joke on the kids that grew up in a hardcore scene inside of a hotel, one that we never consented to, now one that we never wanted to be a part of, one that we're disgusted still kids are exposed, including not limited to yours. And that's where you're getting called out. And that's where you're getting literally, yo, Rebecca. Hello? Anybody there? Anybody there?
Probably a bad subject matter. I was just trying to find something that was somewhat believable at the time that like the pot stirrer would run.
She was trying to find something believable. You guys, I can't with this woman, honestly. She's trying to find something believable. That she's pregnant because she and Gavin have this outrageous open marriage where even if she gets pregnant with some other guy and they don't even know who it is, they're completely okay with it. That's the rumor that was repeated on this show. So imagine you just didn't insult. I mean, why did you bring that to everyone that watches these shows, Rebecca? This is not a hardcore show. I mean, yeah, it's an adult show, so bring it if you want to. I mean, not that you're insulted, but it's like, why go there? I mean, they do talk about things here and there, but it's like, this was dirty AF. I don't think that it's ever gotten like this. I mean, again, like if some woman and man are in a relationship where if she gets pregnant, they don't even know who it is, they're completely okay with that, I'd say something's really, really wrong there. Like, especially like you're getting pregnant, like, again, it's like if you're that irresponsible, then who's going to be the dad of that kid? It's like, it's even if you like it like that, what about the kid that's going to be born that doesn't even know who their dad is going to be? So you're bringing kids that are completely like in that level of scenario. So apparently this is believable, you guys, according to Rebecca Minkoff. According to Rebecca Minkoff, now she says it's believable. Now she's pissed that it was being called a prank. Now she's pissed that, I mean, let's really think and look up this.
Pot stirrer would run with.
Right, something juicy and crazy enough.
Yeah,
they would take.
And we chose, you know, my husband's, you know, we have an open relationship and I'm pregnant. And we don't know who the father is. That seems so beyond crazy that it would be unbelievable.
Yes. We'll go.
So why would you put that out there? Like, there's no logic to you putting out that rumor, because like, even with that logic of like, okay, something's so unbelievable, why can't you just say, oh, you know, Rebecca got a Chanel bag from her husband and it's a complete lie. And then that girl could go, oh, did you hear about Rebecca's new Chanel bag? And they, oh, why did you tell her that I told no what? You could have literally done that. But no, you have to go with, we have an open relationship, and it's not just an open relationship, Rebecca. I mean, shout out to all the people that want to have open relationships. And I don't know what type of open relationship is comfortable with the specific boundary of like, get pregnant by whoever, and then who cares? We won't even know who the baby daddy is. I mean, that's playing something else. That's literally playing with literal fire. Like, as I said, it's like, that's you effing up a child's life by doing that.
Going forward, do you see yourself wanting to come back for another season?
I mean, I'm having a lot of deep.
And here she is, by the way, you guys, we're going to see another one of hers, but this New Orleans leather jacket is what Rebecca was, you know, trying to put on Taylor Swift, some sort of collaboration she did for the Super Bowl. But here she's being asked if she's going to come back, even though by this time she had already been kind of kicked out.
Conversations now. There are family members involved. And so we'll just see.
There are family members involved. Who is involved? your brother that told you, Rebecca, what in the F are you doing? You're literally burning everything. You're literally an arsonist. You're literally black PRing. So again, Rebecca, you are being implored to wake up. You put yourself in the hot seat. You chose to become a housewife. You chose to put all your business out there. And now you represent the woman. You and Elena Cardone are the biggest public Scientology mothers that are all about, propping up your public persona. But then what? You expect no scrutiny? You expect no scrutiny. You expect not to be getting called out for all of these things. That again, for anybody that thinks anybody enjoys calling out this dysfunction, they couldn't be more sick in the head. This is disgusting. This is an emergency. Kids are in trouble inside of the Scientology hotels. We had a horrific childhood. No one ever lifted a finger. No one came to the rescue. No one called it out. No one said it was not okay. There's too many decades that keep going by and nothing changes if nothing changes. So thank you all of you for watching. Thank you all that are watching on the replay crew. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. That's what we need. We need this message to be shared. We need more people to become aware of the real problems that are not being spoken about, not because they don't matter, because they matter the most, but they're being kept and swept under a disgusting hotel rug of the Fort Harrison Hotel, where all of these disgusting things are getting hidden, swept under a rug. So the era of sweeping things under a rug is honestly over, is sickening, and it can all change by people actually caring. And it can all change by actually adults understanding what is going on and understanding that there's a lot more advocacy that is needed so that all these people really start opening their eyes. So I thank all of you guys for watching and caring and keeping up. And we'll be back tomorrow with more information and more advocacy so that no more kids end up stuck at the Scientology hotels. Thank you very much, guys. See you later. Bye.